Ba-na-na-na-na-na. Hey, ba-dum-bum-bum. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, welcome to the return of WrestleAM here on Kocosports. WrestleAM, this is for you, Boom Boom. Half morning show, half wrestling show, all BS. And we are two veterans sitting in a wrestling ring with a raptor. One's a raccoon, one's a loser in Japan. And welcome to Wrestle Night. Oh, no, this is WrestleAM. Sorry. I've been on so many shows. WrestleAM version 21. I don't know if there's been 21 versions, but I think we should go primetime. We're at primetime.
I'm just glad we got through the intro so clean. That was take number 37, everyone.
Hey, man. No, it's weird. I know you're busting my balls, but it is so much easier on Twitch. Like, if you mess up, you're like, fuck it, I messed up. But on YouTube, they're like, you messed up. Why don't you fucking re-record it 76 times? It's like, oh, Jesus. Sid, welcome to YouTube. I know you're a Twitch streamer at twitch.tv/SidsLight. I almost said Kocosports. I really did out of habit.
Jesus.
And we're going to talk about some topics once a week, and then Sid is going to chop it up and make some magic happen. And as Bud Selig, one of the greatest leaders of men, said, you have to have the first one to have the 100th one. Welcome, Sid. And maybe we'll mess around with the graphics. King Raptor Man, special guest. He doesn't say much. He just chills out in a corner. All right. Are you ready? You ready to hit to some topics there, buddy? Do you want to say anything to the internet infantry before we get started?
Hi.
All right. First topic. Hey, how you doing? It's kind of awkward. All right. I, Marine Corps infantry veteran. You, Army infantry veteran. And There's this thing called stolen valor. I think nowadays it doesn't exist. I don't see the advantage of being a veteran at all. You know what I mean? But,
yeah,
you know, back in the day, there was a lot of stolen valor. And now Sergeant Slaughter's daughter is upset because there's a new wrestler, basically Marine, Lacey Evans. Is that her name, right?
Yeah, Lacey Evans.
Lacey Evans, United States Marine, Semper Fi, do or die, is doing a drill instructor thing. And Sergeant Slaughter's daughter tweeted, it said, how could you steal that idea? Now, maybe it's just, man, I love Sergeant Slaughter, and stolen valor is kind of a fucked up situation, even though it's not very valuable anymore. You know what I mean? It's not like, oh, you're a veteran? Let me hire you right away. It's not like that exists in this world. So stolen valor, to me, I think is dead. Thank you, Americans, for not giving a shit about the troops so much that stolen valor isn't a thing. I think that's a step in the right direction. I think it's
I'd say so.
You know, we're moving forward. But here's the thing, all right? I'm a huge fan of Sergeant Slaughter, okay? Loved him G.I. Joe, loved him back in the day. But I think his daughter thinks that drill instructors and Marines were created by Sergeant Slaughter in this tweet.
Either that or she doesn't realize that her dad was never a drill instructor.
And that's a possibility. But here's the thing. Unlike John Cena, who had stolen valor and other people have, I think Sergeant Slaughter's stolen valor is a little hard because he's playing a character and they never wanted to break kayfabe. So it's not like, you know, think about it. He's playing a Marine drill instructor, right? He comes out and he's got to keep kayfabe alive. So, hey, you know, Iron Sheik, are you really a Sheik from Iran? Of course. Nikolai Volkov, of course, you know. But the problem is, he was playing the part of a Marine and a drill instructor. So when he's keeping kayfabe alive, people are like, oh, okay, so he must be really a Marine.
Yeah, but I think in that instance, though, it doesn't really bother me. I'm like, whatever, he's just a wrestler doing kayfabe, like, who cares?
Yeah.
It's only stupid whenever it comes to the point of complaining about someone stealing your gimmick when the other person actually was in the military. And then you're like, oh, you're stealing my gimmick. And it's like, what do you mean? I lived the gimmick.
Yeah, because the way it looks from this tweet from the daughter is that she thinks drill instructors and Marines are not real. Like, she's like,
possible.
I mean, it just looks that way. But yeah, but overall, I am loving this gimmick. Maybe it's because I'm Marines, you're Army. I'm like, yut, yut, the little cobra. I'm like, yeah, that's my girl representing the military. Woo, woo.
I do like Sergeant Slaughter's outfit.
Sergeant Slaughter's is such a great name. And the fact that there's a cobra, I think it's absolutely amazing. So
Yeah, like she not only stole his gimmick, she joined Cobra.
So Sergeant Slaughter, Slaughter, I like that name. I am a huge fan. I'll be rooting for you. I don't know about you. Like, I think Marines might have more Semper Fi than Army. I will
I would
fucking
say yes.
dog a goddamn wrestler. And someone say he served in a Marine. I'll be like, you shut your fucking mouth. He's one of us. Like, I'll be like, Lacey Evans, you fucking piece of shit. You
Sell
can't
out with a
wrestle
quickness.
forever. And then she's like, she served in a Marine Corps. I was like, hey, you guys, keep it down. All right? Semper Fi. She's one of us.
Everybody needs to respect her.
Yeah, same thing with Macklin. Macklin, I was like, dude, Macklin kind of fucking overrated as fuck. He served in the Marine Corps. I was like, that's my boy. That's
You know
my
what would
fucking
make
boy.
her gimmick?
What's that?
Her gimmick would be over with me if they just had one backstage segment where someone's getting interviewed in the background and you can see her eating crayons.
Here's the thing: the Marine Corps crayon joke, and I've said this before. It's a new podcast, so we can bring back some old stories. I served Marine Corps infantry. I never heard about eating crayons once, and then
Someone to say it to you.
And then got divorced, and you know, when you get divorced, everyone's like, dude, you gotta date as many people as possible. That's your mission in life. You're like, all right, whatever. This is fucking awkward. So I dated a bunch of foreign ladies, and a lot of the foreign ladies serve in the military here in Japan, you know? And oh my God, I live in Japan and I called Americans foreign. Holy shit,
you
I've
did.
become the Sergeant Slaughter of fucking Japan. But
And then you called it Japan.
all right, so yeah, but they kept giggling. And I was like, oh, do you like eat crayons? Like, that was their joke. And I was like, is this some sexual thing? What the fuck's going on?
For some Marines, it is.
They're like, why do you keep mentioning about crayons? I'm like, oh, because Marines are so dumb. You eat crayons. You never heard that? Like, not once. But then again, like, you know, who's going to go to an infantry unit and be like, hey, guys, you eat crayons? You know what I mean? They're not
That's
gonna
where I
poke the
stand
bear.
on it, is no one's going up to Marine infantry and saying, crayon eaters.
Yeah, because we're a very intense group. Like,
They're on the edge.
Yeah. It took years and years to calm down. Now I'm completely calm. But here's the thing.
In fact, I'm pretty sure that one video of a bunch of grunts beating on someone's car, angry at them over a traffic thing, I'm pretty sure that was all Marines.
Probably. I mean, I've
out like apes pounding on a truck.
we have some anger. The funny thing is, though, like, I don't see myself as angry. Like, I've worked on inner peace a lot. Like, I'm like, oh, dude, I'm so much better. I'm not angry. I come on YouTube. We got like 9 views and 12 people will be offended. I'm like, what? Is it the accent? What's going on here? I can't be any nicer. This is as high as it gets. It's as high as it gets.
You're not pro WWE enough. That's the main problem.
Yeah, I think you just have to be pro everything. Let me just tell you how YouTube works. Just be pro everything. Hey, dude, you know when you get fucking punched in the nuts, you're like, oh yeah, I love it. Ha 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 ha. And that everything happens for a reason. Be like, hey, dude, remember?
You should do that for a video. You should like do a short where you get punched in the nuts and go, oh yeah.
They're like, oh yeah, I love corporations. Maybe.
I think that short could go viral.
All right, so Sergeant Slaughter, we love you. All right, 10 out of 10. We'll root for you. At least I will. What about you, Army Dog? You rooting for her?
I'm indifferent.
Indifferent? All right.
Yeah, I'm indifferent.
Sergeant Slaughter's daughter, you gotta like fact check some things before you go. And we still love you, Sergeant Slaughter. You were in a tight spot.
I hope in kayfabe they start saying that she's Sergeant Slaughter's daughter.
Oh, to make it even worse.
Yeah, I hope that's what they do. Sergeant Slaughter's daughter, Lacey Evans.
Because you'll see like One Man Gang, like they reuse guys. Bam Bam Bigelow, You know what I mean? They just reuse gimmicks. I do like too, like I saw on a Twitter machine. Oh, dude, I've been getting in a habit of reading tweets. That's a bad habit to start. A very bad habit to start. And they're like, like there was a debate on Twitter, and they're like, well, WWF owns it. Sergeant Slaughter owns it. I'm like, it's a goddamn Marine Corps drill instructor. No one owns it.
Yeah, it's not really that original of a gimmick.
No, it's not. It's pretty soon like you're like, oh, Army guy. Oh, it's like, oh, look out. So there you go. Lacey, we're rooting for you. Good luck. And there you go. All right. Topic number 2, the countdown. Dom. Heat. Go away Heat. Great Heat. Doing awesome. Doing amazing. Sid?
I personally, I I'm not sure if he has go away heat or if he's just that fucking over as a heel. I can't tell. For me, I think he's that over as a heel personally because his hair, everything about him makes me want to see him get his ass kicked. Everything. Though the whole persona, the appearance, everything makes me want to see him get his ass kicked. But the boos he gets, like Monday was a great example. I haven't heard a wrestler get booed that hard, that consistently in a I want to say ever.
See, here's the thing. Like, I am become what WWE wants, and I'm gonna bring this up in 2 topics tonight. When I worked for WWE, fucking no, I only bring this up because like someone called me out on Twitch. When someone called me out on Twitch, like they would never fucking hire you. When I worked for WWE,
different time back then.
All they cared about was casual fans. They had 2 sayings. All that matters is casual fans, and it's just pro wrestling. That, the love together, hold hands, defend WWE no matter what, whatever their slogan is.
I don't believe you. I feel like they would have never said it's pro wrestling. They would have said it's just sports entertainment.
No, they didn't say sports entertainment. Behind the scenes, they said it's just pro wrestling. None of this matters. That was their number one saying.
Vince must not have been involved.
Maybe not. Like, Vince is like, it's just sports entertainment. Oh, well, I guess that's okay. But they always said, like, all they care about is casual fans. And now I'm a casual fan. Thanks to WWE being an international company, we can only watch pay-per-views and YouTube highlights of Raw and SmackDown. And I'm not going to pirate a 15-hour Raw. Just not going to do it. You know what I mean? I'm a good boy. I'll pirate some things, but a 15-hour Raw, I ain't doing it. And, like, when it comes to Dom here, I can't believe he got over. I thought the storyline was dumb, but like out of nowhere. And know who did it? Another sports podcaster, HBK_Omatic on Twitch. He came by and was like, Dom's not that bad. What the fuck are you talking about? Because sometimes you get in a little bubble, It's like, hey, yeah, fucking Koco said this and I fucking love it. Or you get the opposite. You're like, hey, I fucking like The Rock. I despise The Rock. I got you. Remember that one time? The I got yous? There's only 2 type of people you really interact with online. It's the I got you. Or you got the I agree with you 100%. Conversation's dead. Reaction is it. But HBK Omatic's like, no, he's actually really good. And I was like, what? I thought the story was cheesy, but if it works and they're booing him and heel heat, I don't know. As a casual fan, I'm like, good for him. Ring-wise,
I just don't know if it's go away heat that he has at this. Like, do they hate him so much they want him to go away, or do they just hate his character?
I think they just hate his character. Because, like, here's the thing: they're booing and going crazy, but they're not hijacking and ruining the show. I think go away heat is when they hijack. Like when Daniel Bryan's fans hijacked, when Xbox fans hijacked.
That's true. They aren't afraid to start yelling "fuck you" and shit like that in chants.
Yeah. So until they hijack his promos, I think it's not go away heat. I think it's this guy's got fucking heat, and him with Rhea Ripley helps out a lot. Like, if he didn't have Rhea Ripley, that shit's boring as fuck.
I love the fact, though, that they're slowly having Rhea get the response from guys of they kind of don't want to fuck with her, because I hope they're going to go the China angle.
As long as, and I said this, and I fucking hate Stephanie McMahon, because Stephanie McMahon doesn't believe this. I do not mind women being tough on television, okay? I am not one of the sexisms. But if you're tough on television and you actually never fight the man, or it never comes to a fight, there is people that are like, oh, hitting a woman is wrong. Oh, there's a reality. But in reality, there's a lot of poor, young, don't have many advantages females watching this show. And you go around seeing Stephanie smack men, you go around seeing Stephanie go there, and they might not live in the safest environment. They are bad role models. Because, like, you're like, well, Stephanie slaps
Wrestlers
everyone.
shouldn't be your role models.
I
No
understand.
wrestler should be your
Well,
role model.
that is
If
100% true,
if a
but
wrestler is your role model, you're making, no offense to wrestlers, you're making a mistake. Most wrestlers, I'll say the newer generation, I'd say it's more likely you have a decent role model, but the older batch of wrestlers, it's far more likely you have a shit person as a role model if you pick one of the older wrestlers.
and I agree with that. But that's not how they sell it on the ads. That's not how they sell it on the speeches. That's not how you know what I mean. So I agree with you, but that's not how they're selling it.
That's true, but we both know WWE is notoriously hypocritical. A great example being the Be a Star thing while they had the bullying going on at NXT
Yeah, yeah. They'll do
with Joey Donut guy. Fuck, I can't remember his name.
they'll do anything for media attention except actually change.
Yeah.
But I just hope if they're gonna make her a tough girl, she has to go on there. Because like, here's the thing: you're going off just fictional characters, okay? On-screen kayfabe characters. I could see China being a role model. I can't see Stephanie or Rhea Ripley yet being a role model.
Well, to be fair, Rhea right now is a heel, so she shouldn't be.
I understand that, but I feel like they're eventually going to have to do something. You know what I mean? They're
Yeah, I do
definitely
think
gonna
they have to
something.
eventually have her fight guys, but honestly, I want that to happen.
It would be cool. It would be cool. It would be different, but I don't know. I heard a rumor. I don't know how true this is. Remember when information wasn't all just made up? Know what I love? I love that people make up information and then hold like idiots talking about the information to higher standards than CNN and Fox. You know what I mean? You're like,
Yeah.
I read this off my internet browser. Like, I don't know. There's a saying in Japan that I absolutely love. You're very confident for a man using another man's words. But
That's a good statement.
I love it. What was I going with that? I got a little fucking distracted here.
I don't know. I got lost on your tangents.
Yeah, I did. That's the first time that's ever happened on this show. Actually, it's true.
It's a new show.
It's a new show. But yeah, I just think, I hope that she does something. Oh, no, this is what I was saying. I apologize. Now, rewind. I read something online, and I've heard this rumor a million times, that the reason why men and women can't fight in WWE is because of Canada.
It's because of a Canadian thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
But then I ask Canadians, and they're like, that's a bunch of bullshit. Fucking I like hockey. That's not, they do say both those things. I just don't know if they say it back to back. So there you go. So Dom, good job. Ridiculous storyline. And as long as people ain't hijacking, I think you don't have go away heat. That's my opinion.
That's fair. He definitely has some of the most heat I've heard in years.
And it kind of snuck up on me as a guy that just watched pay-per-views. I just hope, he gets just a tad bit better in the ring. That's all we're asking here, man. Just a tad bit. My standards have lowered.
He's not that bad in the ring, though. Like,
he's
not
improving.
A complete lost cause.
No. He's not a lost cause. But
like,
he's not at NXT level.
Back in WWE, I think.
Maybe, but I don't know if that's a compliment.
I mean,
someone has a WWE
pack of being one of the top companies isn't a bad place to be in terms of talent.
That's true.
Especially when he is not, outside of his in-ring ability being middle of the pack, he is undoubtedly the most over heel.
Yeah. All right, next topic. Ready? Roman Reigns. Acknowledge him. 1,000 days as champ, and now they have the Undisputed Disputed Championship. You were the one that's like, it's disputed. I hate the fact that there's two titles. The storyline makes no sense. But getting past...
I had that whole rant when we were just talking the other day about it, because it just pissed me off the more I thought about it. How do you call it undisputed when there are two of them? It's in dispute that he's the champion. It's right there. Like, the other guy has a belt. It's in dispute. The only rational thing that we can go from here is that the other belt, the one that Seth has, is a lower tier belt. That is an ICUS tier belt. Because otherwise, he's disputed.
Yeah, and not that it is, because, they put the title because Roman Reigns wouldn't wrestle, but then Roman Reigns was the main event, and that title was the opener, so it makes it just everything about the two titles makes no sense.
It's been so dumb. You should have just had him lose and had him be like, oh, well, I specifically only said it was a match for this belt.
I mean, it would have made a lot more sense, but So Roman Reigns has the gold belt now. I think it's okay. I think it's 10 out of 10 marketing,
okay.
6.5 out of just looks.
They're trying to live off how everybody knows Big Gold is the greatest belt ever made.
Yeah.
Greatest non-intercontinental title belt ever made.
I,
That white
I, I think
intercontinental title champ's my favorite.
I go big gold, IWGP prior to this one, the one that just previously. And then after that, it's hard. I like the NWA 10 pounds of gold, but I feel like that's just nostalgia. I don't think it looks good.
I don't think you'll like if I tell you what my third favorite title is.
Are you talking about AEW? AEW's title looks pretty
Ah,
nice. All right, go ahead.
New Japan. You remember the one that was really broken up because he kept throwing it in the air and letting it break and shit?
Oh,
And
the
taping
IC
it?
title?
Yeah. It
Yeah.
was great.
I gotta, what they call them, nappies here? What are they called? Like the little, shit,
I don't know.
bags?
Do you want to take a little nappy?
No. What are they? Wrestlers used to put their steroids in them.
Their
They're like
legs? Their
bag.
ass?
They're not like there's a little
Ass cheeks?
bag. Hey, no, I don't know.
A gym bag? I don't know.
Yeah,
What are
a
you
gym
looking
bag, but
for?
like it was just like
Oh
a
my
certain
God.
type of
A
bag.
duffel bag?
No. It went around your waist. It looked ridiculous. Fanny pack.
Oh, a fanny pack. Yeah.
Yeah. Because like
You should have just went for the Rock wore it.
yeah. I got the fanny pack of the IWGP IC title. It's pretty beautiful, and the
Bro,
GHC title's beautiful too.
You saying that makes me think if they had someone get one of their like mid-tier belts in one of the companies, WWE would make me laugh the most just because. If they had someone get that and then rebrand the belt to make it a fanny pack belt, it would be it would be over with me so huge because it would be the funniest, dumbest shit ever. Imagine a fanny pack championship belt.
I got one. I am
that'd be so
IWG IC
good.
champ. We'll have to get cameras working so I could show it off. Yeah. Oh, acknowledge him. This is about Roman Reigns.
Oh yeah.
1,000 days. It's weird because like people that watch way more than me. I watch highlights of pay-per-view. I just want to come clean. They despise Roman Reigns.
Do they?
But yeah, dude, like I get all the time, like he cheats to win, blah blah. I'm just happy he's not John
Called
Cena
a heel.
2.0. Yeah, I love long title reigns. I love Roman Reigns as this character and not John Cena 2.0. I think
I've loved
overall,
them always.
I'm super happy. And like, and here's the thing, Dustin Rhodes was my champion. Dusty Rhodes got me a job. I never met Cody, but I feel like I am the Sami Zayn of the Rhodes, And I wanted Cody to win. And Cody lost. I was like, oh, man, that's cool. That was like my reaction. Maybe I
was
don't
mine,
watch
too.
it enough. Dude, people lost their shit. They're like,
I
I'm
was
never going
not
to
that
watch
upset
WWE.
about it.
What's that? I wasn't that upset
I
either.
wasn't that upset about it. Namely because I felt like he had minimal involvement in the Bloodline story, to where there's a bigger payoff to the Bloodline story with Elsewhere ending his reign.
Yeah. So I think Roman Reigns is doing a great job. Love long title runs. Love heels. And one of my favorite TikTok trends, I apologize, I don't know the guy who started it, is that like they'll be like Roman Reigns versed all of the Foot Clan. And then he's mad that Roman Reigns wins, but then acknowledges him. But like it gets crazy. It's like Roman Reigns versus Godzilla. 1, 2, 3, Roman Reigns wins. You're like, ah, and then acknowledges him. I don't know. So congratulations, Roman Reigns. I am pro heel long title runs. And considering I don't watch 9 hours of WWE a week, I enjoy it,
Well, I like it, and I think he gets a pass on the part-timer thing for reasonable excuses. The dude's got leukemia and actively gets treatment and fights it. I get why he's a part-timer. You know what I mean? It makes perfect sense. He's spending time with his family, getting medical treatment whenever he needs it, and he's still showing up and putting on great segments and matches.
That's insane when you put it like that. How do
Yeah,
you
I mean,
not
the dude's-
acknowledge him?
Dude's taking time. He's got a young daughter that he's clearly very involved with. He spends time at home with his family. He spends time getting medical treatment. You can't blame the guy for beating the system.
No. As here's the thing, I feel like a casual fan that only watches highlights in the pay-per-views. I don't think our complaints should be as valid as someone that doesn't miss a minute.
I've watched all of it except NXT.
Oh,
The
really?
last since Mania.
And
Actually, about a month before Mania.
how you feeling? Are you feeling okay? You need a hug? Are you feeling good?
Yeah, it hasn't been that bad, really. Aside from the Raw after WrestleMania was really shitty, like really bad. It was the worst post Mania show I've ever seen. But since then, it's mostly been okay. Like I was telling you off air, like Raw yesterday, it didn't feel like a typical Raw. I was entertained by it, but it had this pacing that was it was a different kind of pacing I'm not as used to, and I liked it, but it was definitely weird.
All right. Uh, Segment number 4. I have a huge announcement. I don't know how long this segment would be. Tony
Tony
Khan. Tony. Tony. Not everything has to be a huge announcement. Now, here's my
We
thing.
don't need one every week.
Yeah, here's my thing. Do you think he sees himself as a meme? Is this a way to get a money mark on television? Or does it bump the ratings? Like, why is this happening?
I think he is 100% a mark.
Yeah. And what bothers me is I love AEW when it first started. And I loved Rampage. Rampage is one of my favorite shows. But I feel when it comes to New Japan, Impact, AEW, Tony Khan, Dixie Carter, Ghetto, they always get popularity and grow because they're different. And then someone tells them, oh, you got to be just like WWE. And they flatten off with popularity. Like, why is it when you get close to WWE, you turn? Because I feel WWE is going towards pro wrestling and AEW is going towards sports entertainment. And I feel the line between those two are so different. Like, I
agree with you on WWE, but I don't agree on AEW.
Man, this week's Dynamite was rough. That was nothing but sports entertainment.
Last week's, you mean?
Yeah, last week's. I apologize.
Yeah. I agree, but I think it's not that they're going toward a new style. I think it's the same issue as why they do big announcements constantly. Their booker is a guy who grew up addicted to EFED games, and he is out of ideas.
That's a possibility.
And he sees the cheap pop that he gets for announcing people as are all elite or anything else, so he does it. And he's addicted to always coming up with a new big announcement so that they can get the press for having a big announcement. Because if they're talking about the press of the big announcement, they're not talking about the booking.
Yeah, and you brought up a great point about eFeds. We run an eFed at Kocosports stream, and it's like you don't know which guys are going to return, not going to return, so you kind of like book a certain way in an eFed that you wouldn't if you were a giant company with everyone under contract. And I just remember while I was booking this eFed, I was like, oh my god, this is how AEW is booked. Oh my god, Tony Khan is booking this like an eFed. But yeah, hopefully he gets it straight. I just find it weird because like my Japanese friends mock a lot of the online people. I'm gonna do an impersonation of a Japanese person impersonating an American person. We're ready to get canceled on day one, Sid?
Sure.
He goes, all right, so this is my Japanese friend. You ready? I like WWE and hate AEW. And then he turns his hat around to be another American. I like AEW and hate WWE. And I was like, you know, he's fucking right on. That's a huge announcement. I agree. I don't know. Like,
yeah, I like both of them. They have different benefits. I think AEW, is booked kind of poorly, but I like the wrestlers in AEW. And WWE is booked okay, but it has a few really hot angles that it's got going.
Yeah. Because you get the which one's booked better. You take away 2 angles from WWE, AEW wins by a landslide. I
don't agree.
Really?
I had more fun watching Raw this week than I have had watching Dynamite in a few
Dynamite
weeks.
was rough this week. That is very true. But here's the thing. As an outsider, I feel like both these companies are way too close for the internet to be arguing as much as they argue.
I think arguing over it's like the dumbest shit ever. Wrestling's great right now.
Yeah.
We can nitpick and everything, but honestly, as a whole, wrestling's in a phenomenal place right now.
And
We're
there
getting
is so
so
many
many dream
options.
matches all the time.
Yeah.
Like AEW shits out dream matches.
Yeah. And not that, but there's also other options. But I always feel like people are afraid to go to other options. Like, oh, New Japan's doing bad. Let's go to Noah. Noah's doing bad. Let's go to Dragon Gate. Like, in Japan, that's common, but I don't see it as common. My Japanese friend said this, and I just want to see. I kind of agree with it, but I wonder if I've been living in Japan too long. A Japanese fan wants to see the best wrestler. An American fan wants to see the best company. Do you kind of agree with that? Disagree? I don't know. I feel like...
I don't know, because I'd rather see the best wrestlers.
Yeah, I think you're
Like,
turning
if Kenny
Japanese.
Omega left
think
AEW,
so.
it would be a massive hit for me.
Oh, let's make that a topic. Roman Reigns, we respect you. Thing, new topic, unplanned topic.
We were on Tony Khan, by the way.
Oh.
Tony Khan announcements.
But still, yeah. I got a huge
Special
announcement.
New topic.
New topic, huge announcement. And we talked this off air. I think we could talk about it on air. I love Kenny Omega. I love Nakajima. I love Ibushi. These are like the top guys I watch right now. You know what I mean? If those three guys are in, I'm in. I think right now I don't miss any episodes of AEW. Granted, it's a lot easier because it's on Fight. They actually have a distribute. You know, they actually can be seen in Japan legally.
Yeah.
The second Kenny Omega walks out that company, I'm gone. Like, if Kenny's not in that company, I'm done. I'm like, all right.
Yeah, my interest level immediately starts to go down the moment Kenny leaves.
Yeah.
The Bucks leaving, it hurts it, but it's not in a it's dead to me kind of hurt. It's you better show me something good kind of hurt. But if Kenny leaves, then I'm like, all right, you just took the heart out. I'm gone.
Yeah. So, huge announcement. Resign Kenny forever. That's it.
And if they don't, it's ludicrous. If they don't hold on to Kenny, it's crazy.
And not only that, but like the new topic. Good luck cutting this up. Shoot Fabe. Fuck Shoot Fabe. Can we all say that? Can we all agree? It doesn't matter what corporation you worship. It doesn't matter who your favorite wrestler is. The old I'm leaving, I'm not leaving bullshit. Just I don't care. I remember an episode of Futurama where Bender's a teenager and he's like, I'll run away. And Professor, is like, go ahead, I don't care. And he's like, okay, I'll be good. That's what I feel like a lot of FTR, MJF, CM Punk. I just feel like the Shoot Fabe makes them seem like teenage Bender. It's like, I'll go to WWE. Go. Just go. I don't need to fucking need this shit on my timeline. Definitely not on my shows.
I think the problem is Shoot Fabe might have been fine, but you had so much actual drama around the same time that Shoot Fabe became way too blurred, and it just left a bad taste.
Yeah, and a little bit like most people, that's not true. Most pro wrestling fans, not sports entertainment fans, most pro wrestling fans, and especially older pro wrestling fans, if you're like, oh, Kenny Omega and Ibushi are going to reunite, that drives us insane. If you're like, Kenny Omega was in the room, wasn't out of the room, a dog bit him, and fucking there was a poke in the eye. None of that interests me. Not a fucking interest, It's like, whatever. All right, whatever. So, dear pro wrestling, Shoot Fabe, stop. Kayfabe or shoot. The blurring the lines, I don't know. I don't want to watch bad mysteries. I don't want to be like, oh, they got me, they tricked me. It's like, you don't need to trick me.
I just don't think there's a winning scenario too. You make me hate a wrestler out of kayfabe. Like, how's that beneficial for you?
Yeah. Because, if you hate someone, you just walk away. I don't know.
If I really don't like someone out of kayfabe, I'm not watching their matches.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not watching Dream's matches if Dream ever wrestles again.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's a great point. I don't know. But then again, maybe, I don't know. People get angry all the time. Maybe it's just we're too old. Young people.
You're too old.
We'll have to call up a young person. Bring, bring, bring. Young person. You fucking into this shit, buddy?
I mean, I think it's that it gets Twitter engagement is really why they do it.
Yeah. I tried to be more active on Twitter. That took about 20 minutes. I was like, dude, I like long form content. I like sitting down talking. I like, maybe. I like saying I don't know. I like hearing ideas and be like, I disagree, but I see your point. That's
Is this rant a dating profile?
I think it is. I
I like long walks on the beach.
I do like long walks on the beach. True, holding hands.
I don't like shoot babe.
Don't like shoot babe. Not
and
allowed.
I love stairs.
Dude, nothing made me feel
better.
I'm a retired man in my mid 40s, and Sid called up and he's like, "What are you doing?" And I'll tell the story, and Sid, you tell me if I'm changing it. I'm like, I go, dude, I live out in the country, like 10 minutes outside of Yokohama, so like everything's kind of a big deal. And I'm like, oh man, they built new stairs to this baseball stadium. I'm gonna go see the stairs to the baseball stadium, see how they are. And Sid could not stop fucking laughing. He's like, that's the most old man fucking thing I've ever heard in my life.
It is, dude. No one's going and looking at the quality of stairs at places. Nobody's like, hey man, look at these stairs. Pulling out their level, going up one step at a time, laying it, and you're like, man, they're all level. Every one of them.
I stream and write and YouTube so much that I can't walk. So I go out and exercise and take up walking. And, there's new stairs. It goes to the baseball stadium. I was like, I'm going to check these bad boys out. Maybe I should have just lied and said, I regret. I should have just said, hey, I'm going for a walk. But
that's why the stuff says loser in Japan, doesn't it?
Yes. By the way, the Loser in Japan merch sold really well. Thank you for those that bought it. Thank you for those that pretended to buy it. I always like it when you sell merch. People are like, I bought it. Cool, let me see a picture. No.
They gave it to their girlfriend in Canada.
Of course they did. But Loser in Japan was like one of our better selling shirts. And people started buying it in Japan. And I have someone in my neighborhood that was wearing like legit Loser in Japan merch, not, the wrestling company, the actual Loser in Japan. And I wanted to go up to him and be like, hey, dude, it's me. But then they might have just bought that shirt because it was cool. They might not even fucking know it's me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I wouldn't go up to random people and assume they know it's you.
Yeah, I was shy. I just like nodded him. I gave him the old cool shirt. So it's either he thinks a gaijin thinks it's a cool shirt, or he's like, "Oh my god, Koco," but I doubt it. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, like, because you're a VTuber, so I'm sure back in the day I was on television and radio. I used to get recognized. Dude, someone has to make a short of going up to a raccoon and be like, "Is that you, SidsLight?" But
people do sometimes send me gifts of raccoons.
That's awesome.
And ask. But the last one was I was the raccoon in a Taco Bell dumpster, and I told them to feed him a taco, and they gave him an extra saw taco they had.
Oh, that's awesome. That is the coolest thing I've ever heard.
Yeah, I helped a raccoon out there eat tacos fresh. Not dumpster tacos, fresh tacos.
But anyway, yeah, I just nod at him. Sometimes I see people Loser in Japan shirts, and I just nod and say, nice shirt. Because, I don't know, it would be the most embarrassing thing ever if I went up to him and be like, dude, that's me. He's like, what the fuck are you talking about, dude?
It says Loser in Japan. Think better of yourself.
Anyway, buy merch. Go to twitch.tv/Kocosports and command merch. What were we originally talking about? New topic. CM Punk. CM Punk.
Oh, shoot, babe. So actually, this is a good segment.
Yeah, CM Punk. I was a big fan of CM Punk for a long time. I'm still a fan, but I read Dennis Rodman's autobiography. I've got to talk to Dennis Rodman, and he has a great point. And Dennis Rodman always said, like, it's okay to be a pain in the ass, but you have to be great at something. You know what I mean? He's like, people will put up with you being a pain in the ass if you average 20, 30 rebounds a night. But when you get down to 7 rebounds a night, people are like, dude, you're a fucking pain in the ass. It's not worth it.
Mm-hmm.
How many rebounds a night do you think CM Punk is getting now? Because there was a time where he was getting 20, 30 a night. And we're like, dude, fuck yeah, CM Punk, do whatever the fuck you want. But
Well, I just saw
now
a thing that the numbers were saying Punk actually hasn't been moving tickets outside of Chicago very well, especially notably in Canada, which is one of the bigger markets.
yeah, and
Toronto specifically.
I don't know because like I loved him his whole career, and I've always known he's an asshole. I always know he's a pain in the ass. Like I've met him, and I'm a huge fan of him. But how many rebounds per night can he get? Is he gonna have
My
a
thing
5-star match? Is he worth this much of a pain in the ass? Like now, they made a new show, and let me tell you something, Tony Khan. I know you're listening. You're a big supporter of WrestleAM. That's sarcasm. Oh yeah, by the way, Sid, you got to get used to saying sarcasm because people will think it's true. If they do a brand split, dude, I ain't watching Collision. I just ain't doing it. I got shit to do.
if it's a real brand split, like an actual split, it's gonna kill a lot of my interest.
Yeah, like if it's CM Punk is on one show and the Elite are on another show, and like only we know that because we read too much internet, then I'm okay. But if it's like, no, we got 2 champs and it's a brand split, it's like, okay, I'm out. I'm out. I'm checking out.
Yeah. My thing is, Punk got hurt twice in his last run. Like, what are the odds Punk comes back and he's healthy? I feel like he's fucking brittle. Like, he's going to come out and get injured again. And then at that point, that sucks. Because then you've done all this shit to make it where he can come back. And if he gets injured again, you did what? You just hurt a bunch of other relationships for nothing?
Yeah.
Because I don't see him ever resigning himself to be a mic worker only.
I mean, maybe commentary like Chris Jericho. Maybe he could take Chris Jericho's type role on the new Collision. But yeah, I can't see him being exclusive. And not all that, but I can't see him, being like Taz, where putting other people over. But I could be wrong.
Yeah, that's the big thing, is
wrong.
it doesn't seem like he'd want to step down to that role.
Yeah. So I guess CM Punk. I've been a huge fan of yours. I even rooted for you at UFC. But
Wow.
It gets to the point. Well, because like, I don't know. I've done martial arts, and I just know sometimes you're outmatched, but it's still brave to go in there. And I thought like the hate for him was too much. Now, the one hate I agree with. Like if someone's like, well, this is bullshit, he made it to the UFC and he doesn't deserve that.
That was my stance.
I can listen to that.
Zero reason being in the UFC.
Yeah, and that is a stance that I can agree with. But like it's like the oh, you're a fucking pussy, you got fucking beat up, blah blah blah. Like that stance I can't get behind. It's like, yeah, dude, like I know this is gonna sound crazy. Every listener and every podcaster and every reviewer, if you ever get into a fight, sometimes you fucking lose. It gets to the point where, I don't know, if someone says they've never lost a fight, I instantly assume they've never been in a fight, or that many.
Yeah.
Like, you're like, I've never lost a fight. I'm like, this motherfucker can't fight. Like, I instantly think that. Of course.
Yes, because you've definitely got your ass kicked if you've been in a bunch of fights.
Because, like, you have to improve. You know?
Yeah,
It's
no
just
one...
like,
No one stepped out and was just hands down whooping everybody they ever fought's ass.
Yeah. So, but yeah, so like, if you were like, CM Punk doesn't deserve to be in the UFC, I agree. But if you were like, oh, fuck him, he got his ass kicked, what a bitch, then I'm kind of like,
No, he got fed to somebody.
Yeah. Because, like, if you do any style of martial arts or combat sports, in the dojo, in the gym, you've whooped someone's ass and laid off, and you've got your ass whooped by someone that wasn't going 100%. That's just fucking facts. Like, if anyone's like, every dojo I've ever been to around the world, I've whooped ass. And there's always that saying, one of the Gracies said this, and I think Sakuraba backed it up. If you're in a dojo where you never lost, you're not training. You're just prepping.
You can't be learning that much.
Yeah. So you have to, like, travel and be like, all right, I'm going to get my ass kicked, blah, 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 and learn different styles and stuff. But, yeah. Said by 2 guys that probably got their ass kicked a bunch. But, we've won a couple fights.
Yeah, I got my ass kicked, a fair deal.
Oh, man. Fuck, what was that movie? There was a movie. Shit. Oh, it's Cobra Kai. The Japanese guy was beating the shit out of Danielson, but he was so kind about it. Holy fuck, that guy got my dojo Japanese experience down. Like, if you go to a really good dojo here in Japan, they are so kind while kicking your ass. They're like, oh man, look at that, your fucking arm's broke. Man, that's fucking awkward. It's like, why are you so nice? Why?
Because they know you suck.
They're like, that's a leg lock. Oh, that looks really fucking painful. Oh, dude, I remember this was like maybe 10 years ago. I'm not a big guy. I'm 5'11", fat. But they need bigger guys to fight the lighter guys. That's how it works. And like you're a sprawling dummy, so like I was a sprawling a punching bag, Not that I'm punch drunk. I'm glad his story is adding details. So like you couldn't really go full force on them, but they were way under your weight, but they were really wailing on you to get ready for the fight. And I gave this guy a compliment. I was like, dude, your footwork, your shoulder work, whatever, head, shoulders, foot. I was like, your movement is fucking amazing. And this Japanese guy tried so hard because he's like, I have to give this fucking fat son of a bitch a compliment. And he goes, after like thinking, because like A, he has to think of a compliment, and B, he has to translate it in a language that he doesn't speak regularly. And he goes, I like the fact when I punch you, you keep moving forward. It's like, thanks. Thanks. Thank you for the compliment, sir.
You were a good bag.
Yeah. Like, some people, you punch, they don't move forward. I punch you, you move forward. I like that. Thank you. Oh, man. All right, speaking of Japan, Bryan Danielson, Daniel Bryan, American Dragon in the G1.
I've given up hope.
Given up hope. A lot of Japanese fans have given up hope.
I no longer think it's ever going to happen.
First off, we did a Dominion review. Dominion is one of the best New Japan shows they've had in a while. I feel like English-speaking fans were super happy with the G1 announcements. A lot of my Japanese friends were, what about Daniel Bryan? What about Bryan Danielson? Because a promo in English doesn't hit all the time in Japan. Like Will Ospreay's promo about how he has to get on a plane and stay in a hotel. Americans ate that shit up. Japan was like, what are you talking about, dude? We all have to do that. The Bryan Danielson, Daniel Bryan, American Dragon promo where he goes, well, I'm going to wait till all the Japanese people are in the building to do the G1. He said that during, when we had to stay inside for sniffles. And Americans were like,
it's over now.
English people were like, fuck yeah. But Japanese people, like the ones that I talked to, were like, so when we needed you most, you said no. And now when they did the G1 announcements, you go look on Twitter, which is a lot of my English friends, they're like, yeah, fuck yeah, it's awesome. And then you see Japan like, what the fuck, fuck him. But later he did challenge Okada, and I think that's a good silver medal, even though it takes place in Toronto. I heard he's going to, by source, the internet, he's creative in Collision and can't. But I feel like, how many years can he go? He said he was going to be in the G1, and now the closest we got is a dream match that we all love in Toronto. So,
like, don't get me wrong, the promo against Okada about how he's in the desert and there's no rain, all that was great. I loved it. But this motherfucker has been telling me he was going to do the G1 for so long. He's been like, all I want to do is the G1. That's been his fucking bullshit he's brought up since WWE days, that he just wants to do the G1. That he can't do Japan work in WWE, et cetera, et cetera. Well, you use the COVID excuse. Well, they're back to full audiences now. What's the reason? What's the reason why Daniel Bryan can't go do the G1 this year? And I think it sucks. I have no hope of him doing it ever at this point. I think at this point it's just kiss it goodbye.
Yeah, I hope one day we get to see him in a G1. The dream match is a good silver medal. It's amazing. It happening in North America is like, okay, whatever. But who knows? It might open a door to Kingdom. I mean, I think he'll come to Kingdom. But him giving speech after speech after speech of, it's a dream of mine to be in a G1.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, well, then do it.
Either he's a liar, or Tony Khan's cock blocking him going to the G1.
Well, and that's the thing. Like, I love companies working together. I think we all do. But I feel like Impact, New Japan have a good working relationship. I think AEW takes advantage of New Japan. I think New Japan takes advantage of Noah, All Japan, Dragon Gate, you know. And in Japan, it's like, who's richer, that's who wins the battles. That's why, like, altogether, they changed it because, you know, Noah went from 30,000 to 1/5, and then you bring that up and you're the bad guy. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't know. I hope that he can go into G1 one day, and I hope AEW gives more to New Japan. Because I feel like in this relationship, New Japan gave AEW way more than AEW gave New Japan.
Yeah, it was decent, but I definitely think AEW's coming way better off out of the trade. But we'll see, though. I mean, maybe it grows to be way better. But
Yeah.
Danielson not in the G1 is bullshit. I stand firm on that.
And we got Eddie Kingston as the representative of AEW, even though he's on the ROH roster. Is that nitpicking? Possibility, but it is. But
I think he will be great, though. I think Eddie Kingston's going to do great at the G1.
And Kiyomiya is from Noah. That's amazing. Super pumped up. The sweep still happened. And foreigners really get mad when you bring up the sweep. But yet you talk to Noah employees and like, we understand it killed attendance. It's a really bad idea. We're trying to build it. We're going to change the way we book stuff. Like, I always like that, like, when you give your opinion on YouTube, people get so angry at you, but then you go meet the people in real life and they fucking find you hilarious.
It's just that there are some people that are like terminally obsessive over it and then they lash out over it.
Yeah,
because they're way too involved. Usually the people who know all the dirt and details are just way too invested.
That's a possibility.
Or they're podcasters.
That's us.
Which are people who are way too invested but came up with an excuse.
Yeah. I don't know. I enjoy pro wrestling, but I also enjoy critiquing it and going. I always find it weird that you can critique a movie, you can critique sports, but if you critique pro wrestling, you're an asshole. I
stand firm on wrestling is the best it's ever been right now. Overall, wrestling is at a phenomenal level right now in place.
See, I agree with you for one reason. Because access, if it's not working, you can go somewhere else.
Yep. There's so much good wrestling happening that you can guaranteed find a promotion you like. You can probably find... If you're into work rate, you can absolutely find at least one great match every week between the companies that you'll love.
Oh, definitely.
Guaranteed.
So,
and if you like promos, honestly, between WWE and AEW, you'll get one really good promo a week, I feel.
I kind of agree with that. I think if you're stuck with one company, it isn't the prime of pro wrestling. But if you're willing...
You're just getting what they have.
Yeah, but if you're willing to be like, oh, man, I want to check this out. I want to check this out. I want to check this out. You know, like, here's an example. New Japan was kind of rough, but a lot of people jumped over to Noah, and they stepped up. And then there's Dragon Gate, and there's so many options just on this island. And then you got AAA, CMLL, and then you got AEW. Like, there's just so much options. There's so much options that I feel overwhelmed. I know my friend Rick 1982 watches a lot. I know Rent and Review watches a lot. But, like, I think it's impossible to watch everything. I think it's just... And that's a good and bad thing. It's good if you're willing to jump aboard and be like, oh, I want to see this, I want to see this. It's good if you are at a buffet. I think it's the best it's ever been if you're a buffet guy. You know what I mean? But if you're
because like for me, I can get really invested into it and liking the show, but if it's bad, I'm not so involved that I have to keep watching it. I'll skip shitty segments. I'll fast forward through them, just go to the good segments and just watch the better segments, and I don't care. Like, and I'll go watch the other company if they're better that week, because ultimately I just want to see good, entertaining wrestling.
Yeah, definitely. All right, last segment of the night, buy or sell. The reason why we have this segment is I think if you talk to one individual, they believe wrestlers improve and get worse. I think if you talk to 5 to a million people, they're shocked that wrestlers improve and get worse. And companies and all that. We're going to buy and sell like stocks. Who's improving? Who's falling off? Who's doing better? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, and guys to keep an eye on. Like, they could turn it around. You know what I mean? So we'll say keep an eye on. That'll be the guys that like, ooh, they could do something really good here, or they could fucking drop the ball. All right, so that's what I'm looking for right here. I'm just writing stuff down. Do you want to go first, or do you want me to go first to show you as an example?
I'll go.
All right, bye.
I'm buying Taguchi. Taguchi, I've always been a fan of a Taguchi, but Taguchi lately has been on another level. Taguchi has been pulling out all the stops. Like, he wants to show he can still go. And it's been phenomenal. So I'm buying Taguchi. Taguchi to the moon.
Here's the thing. Before the Super Juniors, I would have mocked you up and down the street, Raccoon.
You did.
But when he put away the comedy, and hopefully the comedy stays away, he had shorter matches. Not all matches have to be long, especially if it's not worthy. I thought him and Speedball, I'm putting on the buy list. Okay? Him and Speedball is on the buy list. So there you go. Yeah, Speedball was absolutely amazing. I actually got to see him stream. I don't know why. I never go to like wrestlers or entertainers streams. I don't know why.
Mm-hmm.
But I went to Speedball stream, and he's such a kind, sweet guy. But like any like tough question, he's like, I'm just not gonna answer that. I was like, damn, he's good. He's good at what he does. But Speedball was pretty amazing, and Taguchi was amazing. So I'm gonna buy those two guys. All right, sell. We already talked about this. Shoot, Fabe. We're tired. Just get rid of it, boys. Get rid of it.
I'm selling Darby Allin.
You're selling Darby Allin. You know what? I'll even
I'm over him.
Can I add? Can I add? Go ahead, sir. I'll let you go first, then I'm going to add.
Well, my gripe is the 4 pillars build exposed Darby Allin horribly. Now Darby Allin just seems kind of like a douchebag in character to me. And out of character, I don't really care for him either. His mic work is atrocious. He does entertaining spots and stuff in the match like Jeff Hardy. But to me, Jeff Hardy was entertaining to watch, but never great. And Darby Allin's just... he does some cool moves, but his mic work sucks, and overall, I'm not that invested in him.
I agree with you, and I'm going to go a step further. Sell all the pillars. I don't give a fuck. The pillars, this program with the promos, they exposed. MJF. See, that's the thing. MJF, I think MJF is good. I think he is the greatest cover band ever. And I've brought this up plenty of times. For older fans, you know that line was from Flair. You know that line was from Piper. You know that line was from Punk. He barely does anything original. So I would maybe keep an eye on. But the other pillars sell. Sammy G, possibility could be good, but the others, it's like, holy shit, dude.
Yeah, Jungle Boy absolutely 100,000% needs a mouthpiece.
Yeah.
And Darby Allin is better off with a mouthpiece than he is without it.
All right, I'm going to go buy lots of stock here, ELP. He's a former Bullet Club, now on his own. Fans going absolutely crazy. I've said this
Fans think he's going to join Bullet Club Gold.
Fuck, don't ruin this fucking...
That's what I heard.
Don't ruin this, Gaijins. Here's the thing. ELP exposed something that I've been saying for years.
Himself.
Yes. No. ELP. Here's 3 ways to get over. Dear Gaijin wrestlers, this is how you get over. Ready? 1, stay. Don't say you stay. Really stay. You know what I mean? Don't cut promos how you stay. Really stay. 2, don't join Bullet Club. 3, put on good matches. you will be so fucking over. Bullet Club has basically crunched down everyone. Look at Juice. You know,
Actually, I want to sell Bullet Club.
I don't mind.
I ranted about that off air that I was tired of Bullet Club this week. Let it die. It has had so many leaders. It's been going for so long. Let it die. Come up with a new idea, for fuck's sake. And then taking it into other companies just makes it even worse. Because then it's like you're not even creative with your own ideas. You're riding off another idea.
I'm gonna put until Dominion. I agreed 100% with you, and I wish Bullet Club came back at Dominion. I'm not gonna put it on sell, but I put it on the watch list. You know what I mean? Like, ooh, we could sell or buy. The new Bullet Club, young from strong, could turn it around. But prior to that, it would definitely have been a sell. And I kind of wish the Bullet Club disappeared and returned as these guys. Because then it's like, oh, that kind of makes sense. And the Bullet Club working for Ghetto, just, all right. Like, yeah, all right. I just guess, sure.
He was out of ideas.
Can I have a buy and a sell at the same time?
I don't see how.
Okay. Okada.
I don't know how you're buying against selling one
all right,
thing.
watch this. Okada as a single independent wrestler in Japan. North America, he tries. In Japan, sell. Okada as never six-man tag with Ishii and Tanahashi, buy. I think it's the perfect spot for him. It makes a title tremendous, and it gets him on the card, and it makes sense why, you know.
Andy can be lazy.
Yeah. Dude, trust me, there are so many people angry with you right now. He's like, he's never fucking lazy. And you'll be like, did you watch the Tag League?
Anyone who's upset with me for saying Okada phones it in and he's lazy, that's fine. You could be upset that you're wrong. But I've watched that fucker cash in on the laziest matches of his career over the last few years, and it's bullshit. He is like Randy Orton. He is mechanically phenomenal, but he doesn't care.
Yeah. And if you've seen the Tag League and all that, because, and I had this stat about Bullet Club, and it kind of goes with it. I say, and I'm making up this stat, but I feel it in my heart, okay? So it's the internet. 95% of people that buy Bullet Club merch watch less than 5 events a year. I believe that in my heart. I don't know how I could fucking prove it, but I can believe it in my heart. There you go. All right. One more sell, and this one hurts. Sometimes a sell can hurt. Kushida.
Okay.
Kushida's a sell.
Damn.
It fucking hurts. Huh? It hurts. It fucking hurts. Like, I know the storyline is he doesn't have it, but the storyline works perfect because he doesn't have it. It hurts. That one hurts. You know, sometimes the buy and sell hurts, you know? You gotta fucking, it's all about business.
I feel like a lot of them hurt for you today. Buying Taguchi, selling Kushida.
Dude, Taguchi, buy, yeah. Buy Speedball. Got it. On the fence. All right, these are on the fence. Master Wato. Sometimes Master Wato looks like a star. Sometimes Master Wato looks like he can't find his car keys.
I'm pretty sure the only time he looks good is when he's teaming with someone incredible like Taguchi.
I know you were going with that, and then you had to drop Taguchi. All right, on the fence. New Japan. Dominion was off the charts, and we're as high as it can be. We can go into buy New Japan if they keep it up. Noah. They were buy for the last year. And then it was sell, and now it's on the fence. You know, how do I word this? A lot of English-speaking Noah fans, and this ain't just attack on one. I always feel like someone's like, it's an attack on me personally. No, it's not an attack on me personally. A lot of English-speaking Noah fans don't think the sweep was that big a deal. They don't think timing is that important, and it was. And they blindly defend it because you like something that's not popular. So, like, it's your baby. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's your baby. It's like, oh, like Dragon Gate's kind of that way with me. I don't really review Dragon Gate because I like it. You know, it's like, all right, whatever, dude. But But I
Dragon
feel,
Gate, the home of Apollo Crews.
but I
and Ricochet.
feel like the employees at Noah know. You know what I mean? They're like, oh no, we know. We're gonna fade this storyline out. We're going to bump these guys up. Like, it's weird
I
that
know.
like, yeah, I know, yeah. Three fun facts about Noah. One, an employee. Our views are low. Thank you, Susan. Susan's like, you could take time off. Don't worry, it won't affect your numbers. Sid, have you seen it affect our numbers when I took time off? Thanks, Susan.
Yes.
But they know. They know, and they want to improve. And I'm like that. I like that, you know? So, but yeah, Noah facts. One, our views, maybe we get like 100 to maybe 100 views is good for our videos these days. Sad, but true. Occasionally, if we talk about a female wrestler, it'll jack up. But it's about 100 views. But like, according to this one Noah employee, 40 or 50 Noah employees watch. So they're like, more people from Noah watch my Noah reviews than fans or viewers or non-Noah employees. And they find it to be hilarious. Like, because like they were like, oh, this guy wants to see you. And I'm like, oh man, maybe I want to get punched in the face. Maybe it's 80s. Dude, they're like, dude, you're fucking hilarious. Keep it up. I'm like, thanks. And then
I wish they had taken you into a back room to give you chops.
And like, no. But yeah, I think Noah and New Japan, keep an eye on, because Dominion was amazing. Noah just had a great time at Shinjuku Face, and all together, I think they're booking it differently because they found out with one company sweeps another company, it really hurts attendance. Who fucking knew?
Shocking.
Who fucking knew? Who would have figured that out? But yeah, I say on the fence. All right, any more buys or sells?
Nope.
All right. YouTube, like, comment, subscribe. This is our first one. We're eventually going to improve and get better. You have to have the first one to have the 100th one, and we're going to put it on more platforms. Check out my friend, Raccoon Friends. His number one spot is twitch.tv/SidsLight. And I'm Kocosports pretty much everywhere but Kocosports.com. That's Jerry O'Neill. And we could sell him.
Gary's going to listen to this. You're dead.
That would be the most work he's done in 12 years.
He's going to hear that one too. All of it.
It's his. I love Jerry, but it's a work in progress.
Good save.
Thank you. I mean, I do love him. You can love someone that's horrible. I mean,
that's true.
Master Wato. I'm just kidding. Dude, let's do it,
Taguchi.
Cheap Chat. Taguchi did so good in the Super Juniors, sir. He did so good.
Yeah, we got to enjoy that because it'll be back to farting in the funky weapon soon.
I hope not. Sell the funky. How about this? Sell the funky weapon. Buy fucking Taguchi. There you go.
Buy the funky weapon.
No, never buy the funky weapon. Damn you.
Always.
Damn you.
He's built for DDT, damn it.
No, the problem is he's a watered down DDT. So like in DDT, what is he going to do? Oh, I showed my butt. Meanwhile, they're like, yeah, dude, this guy's cock and balls is literally entering his face. You know what I mean? Like, he would get so lost in the sauce in DDT, especially with the pheromones. All right.
Skill would bring him to the top.
All right. Like, comment, subscribe. With that, I am over. Hey.
Hey.
Boom, 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 boom.